never slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no...
Carpe's allowed himself to get dropped back to 5th place. I don't know if he should be quite happy with that. And as he
anything like that before, to be honest with you. Ryder goes from 3rd to 1st to 4th in a space of 2 corners. It just lets the brakes off. The others are catching them then. The fastest lap of the race was the 1:45.5.
Yeah, as I say that, he's moved back up to 4th. Quiles is there. Well, you can't say he's not trying.
No, absolutely not. Quiles,
way off
you
on
said
the
it, didn't you? It's significantly slower than we were at this point yesterday, Peter.
Yeah, well, the track temperature is way down. I don't know if that's what's making the difference. In 2nd, ahead of Rico Salmela, then Carpe.
Lennox Famara. He's not going to track limits warnings. He said, well, I've got a few in my pocket now.
But of course, very different track temperature, a different time of day, different weather completely.
Riders have a long lap penalty, relatively local rider, the Swiss rider, Northern Tulling. Fireworks!
Well, as you say, you said it was going to kick off. Well, it has in biggest style.
Able to go 1.3 seconds faster in the race yesterday. That was Maximo Quiles on an absolute mission, a 1.4 cut. Former rider there, he's down in 20th space at the moment.
It's kicked off.
It has well and truly, and you've got Moodley and that joining the party. 44.2. You can see the difference with that 1:45.5.
And Quiles is getting back up. And Carpe, whoa, up the inside there. Just asked a couple of people to go from, I think, 4th to...
As well, it's just off the back. They're within a second now then. It's only going to get closer if these guys keep mucking each other.
On terms with that leading trio, he's dragged Rico Salmela with him, and soon it'll be a whole 5 seconds. Superb. He doesn't want to see Brian get away at all, and has got back on the tail.
Another up, but Quiles leads through turn 3. Brian says, get behind me. They're going to flick and...
So about 10 or 15 guys battling for the lead again.
Oh, Kevin Farkas has gone down. That's a shame for 10
of the fellow Spaniard. Well, that was superb.
Digit on their fingers in response.
Well, that was brilliant, as you say.
Technically, the local rider, the Hungarian, plenty of support for him this weekend. He had a great result yesterday. That's a shame.
By side. And he takes the lead. Yesterday's winner. Well, how can you go one better than went from nowhere to 1st and back to about 4th or 5th? My goodness.
There's nothing like rookies game.
Yeah, best result. He was at 11th, best result of his season yesterday. Shame to see him in the gravel this morning. And winning one race in the weekend, you make it a double, and here he goes. Almost as though he's decided.
Tough out there, is there, Peter? No, nothing like it.
Nothing at all. No. My goodness. Well, superb. Right, still with Berani Rebut, but he's got... This is the time I'm going to really push, and let's see if he's had something up his sleeve. 8 laps to go.
Someone else up.
Okay, right, 3 and a bit laps to go. Pini's there, and the whole Carpe, Peroni, and now Quiles on their and they've dropped the...
That's pushing is the 94. Guido Pini's found his groove. Fastest lap of the race to him last time around. 3:10
pack, and they're still just with a bit of an advantage over Rouge Moodley.
Up the inside and a bit...
Others by a bit, Quiles and Salmela. So it's a leading 5.
A second quicker than Veda Pratama previously then. Could we be seeing 6 riders become big bobble for him as he tries to get the inside of Carpe? Carpe's going to come back in it, no, is he? He's going to push him wide. Who's that? Pini going very...
Now.
Rouge Moodley has a couple of a track limits warning, and I say I'm 7 towards the end of this one. We're only halfway through the race, Peter.
Yeah, that's right. Now you saw the number
3 wide in the background. He'll be out of the running for the win then, unfortunately. That's him too far away. Even an Armorelli, the 95. I mean, 14th is not what you'd expect from him. He's clearly not feeling in
28 there. Maximo Quiles go off on the blue. That is the blue. So I don't think he's going to get penal. Right, so it's Max Quiles now who has the advantage. But Berani Rebut comes inside him and down. Who is going to be late on the
groove today?
But it's funny, that's been his season, hasn't it? You know, great race, not so great race. Eyes for that. It's not the green that's, you know, it's a different thing.
Another rider who has been penalised.
Brian surely is going to lead. This is where he made the big move on the previous lap. It's really quite strange. But it still is the 51 of Berani Rebut who has the advantage. That's...
is Evan Belford. He's down in 22nd at the moment. He's been given a long lap penalty for exceeding track. Quiles goes from 1st to 5th.
Yeah, in one corner. My God. The pack that's chasing to try and get back on terms with them.
Christian Daniel Jr. had a big moment coming out of turn 9. Limits like Kamara.
Yeah. What you would do, of course, if you ridiculously went over the... Goodness gracious me. So wow. Brian now is going to put the hammer down. I think he knows that he would... So
He's still there.
good. Blew and ran off the track like that. You get penalised for gaining an unfair advantage, of course. The gearing, he can't just run in the pack. He's got to get out in front. And here he goes to make the move again. There's just across the line again. It's a slipstreaming battle there. The 83 of Alvaro Carpe pulls out.
Or you end up in the gravel and lose your race completely.
That's right. Right, so it is the 83 of Alvaro Carpe. 3 laps remaining now of Rookies Cup action. Side by side with Alvaro Carpe. Carpe has the advantage on Berani Rebute's slipstream, but can't go past on the brakes. Carpe that leads. There's the 94 of Guido Pini. Superb, he is the brakes.
He does indeed. Quick scan through the bottom of the field as well, a bit low. Rico is with him then. He's got to make amends after yesterday. How annoyed was he when you spoke to him after the race?
Really pushing it now.
And of course, people who just watch Red Bull Rookies, you will have missed the fact that we're down. Morelli's up to 12th. He's fighting with Ramersdorfer in 11th place. Pons is up there to claim some. His very first junior GP weekend, his first race weekend of the year, in fact, having returned from injury back in Portimao.
He was just detuned. You know, he wasn't angry. He was just fed up with it. Really.
More points in 13th. Danish's weekend goes from bad to worse. He's 14th, unfortunately, the Malaysian. He got a second place and a win in his very first outing in that class. You're looking at a very special. Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, so now the 28 of Maximo Chies. And Uriarte has the advantage going into the chicane. Can he get out of it well? He does get out of it well.
Young Italian. He's now on the hunt to try and join this leading group here in Rookies Cup.
Yeah, superbly talented, isn't he? He's a slot into second place. Superb. He's still got the advantage over Alvaro Carpe. Peroni up into third place. Chies is fourth. Then the 54 of Veda. And he's a lovely character. So sad that he missed most of this season through injury. So.
This is much more orderly and sedate than it.
Pratama. Now, I wonder if Veda and Chies goes up into third. I wonder if Veda's got a bit in hand. He caught.
Here we go then. It's being stretched. Carpe was yesterday a 144.9 from Chiles. He is the fastest rider.
That group superbly. He hasn't yet shown everything, I think. There's 2.5 laps to go.
The pin 144.8. How about that then? But Pini 144 on track by 0.5 of a second. That's very, very impressive indeed then. He is, and it's Uriarte and Carpe just there. A little bit of breathing space for the moment. You've got Morelli who's got long lap penalty 0.5. He is catching them, but they are pulling the pin. Seemingly that pace in the start. Man on a mission.
But now, as I said yesterday, you know, Berani Rebut is on
for exceeding track limits too many times. Marco really not having a great race today, unfortunately.
No, as I say, he's
part of the race was just that little bit slower, perhaps saving some tyres.
Well, and are they off? Well, did they touch? They haven't changed, and I don't think he would have done. Berani Rebut has the long.